Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack one of the absolute most fascinating scientific roadblocks in our entire universe. Have you ever wondered if we could just push a spaceship a little bit harder, a little bit faster, until we finally break the ultimate cosmic speed limit? Well, today we're digging into some mind-bending source material that looks at exactly that. What the rigid rules of physics actually say about traveling faster than light, and why the universe, well, it actively fights against it.
Okay, let's dive into this. What actually happens if a person, or literally any physical object for that matter, tries to travel faster than the speed of light? You know, science fiction makes it look so incredibly simple, right? Like you just flip a switch, jump into warp drive, and you're off. But actually, scratch that, the source material we're examining today reveals a much more complicated and honestly a wildly bizarre physical reality standing in our way.
Section 1. The ultimate speed limit. Think of the speed of light, or aloke vega, as our source calls it, as the universe's ultimate maximum threshold. It's kind of like a cosmic highway patrol that never ever lets anyone off with a warning. At first, breaking it seems simple enough. Step 1, you just start moving an object. Step 2, you keep applying energy to push it faster and faster, inching closer to that speed of light. Let's see how this builds, because step 3 is where reality hits a massive invisible brick wall. You don't just keep accelerating smoothly. Instead, you trigger a fundamental physical roadblock. The universe starts pushing back, and it does it in a way that completely alters the physical nature of the object itself.
Section 2. Mass and infinity.
So, how exactly does the universe stop you from breaking Alakaya Vegaya? Well, the roadblock isn't some giant physical wall floating out there in space. Rather, it's a fundamental change to the object's mass, or as the source text notes, it's skandaya. An object with a normal rest mass behaves exactly as you'd expect it to. But as that same object approaches the speed of light, the text points out a seriously crucial obstacle. The mass deguna, meaning it visibly doubles, and then it just continues to grow exponentially. The faster you try to push the object, the heavier and heavier it actually becomes. It's an escalating burden that you literally cannot ignore.
There is a direct, totally unbreakable relationship here. You accelerate the object steadily, and you're probably expecting it to just smoothly go faster, right? But in response, its mass increases drastically. And because the object is now heavier, it naturally requires even more energy to push it faster. But, and here's the kicker, adding that extra energy just makes it heavier still. The fundamental limits of physics engage entirely, creating this vicious cycle where you are literally fighting against the ballooning mass of your own vehicle.
And where does that vicious cycle ultimately end up? Infinity, or as it's called in our source, anantia. And this brilliantly illustrates that, as your speed gets closer and closer to that ultimate barrier, your mass doesn't just get really, really big, it approaches infinite mass. To accelerate an object with infinite mass, you would mathematically need an infinite amount of energy. Since the universe doesn't just have infinite energy to hand out, further acceleration becomes completely physically impossible. The door just shuts, and you are locked out.
Section 3. The theoretical boundaries.
So, the crucial point is, we've clearly seen the physical obstacle of heavy lifting and mass, but we need to look at the underlying foundational rules of the universe that actually dictate these limits in the first place. All of this is governed by a strict siddhanthaya, or theory, mentioned in the text. This isn't just some random glitch in how the universe operates. No, this theory binds speed, mass, and time into one absolute physical rule. You simply cannot manipulate one variable without fundamentally changing the others. They are permanently locked together in a cosmic equation that firmly dictates what is and isn't possible in our reality.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how this theory affects the third piece of the puzzle: time. Reaching these incredible speeds fundamentally alters time itself, causing what the source calls kala pressure, or time expansion. As you approach the speed of light, time actually stretches or dilates. For the person doing the traveling, time slows down completely compared to the rest of the universe. So not only are you dealing with an infinitely heavy ship, but your biological clock and your entire perception of reality are completely out of sync with everyone and everything you left behind.
So, if our very mass and the flow of time act as a trap, will humanity ever break the theoretical boundaries of the universe? We've seen how the rules of siddhanthaya make it seemingly impossible, literally turning mass to infinity and stretching time to a standstill. It's a beautifully strict set of rules that completely governs everything around us. So, what do you guys think? Are we forever grounded by these fundamental laws, or is there a loophole in the physics that we just haven't managed to find yet? Keep exploring, keep asking those big questions, and I really hope this explainer gave you a powerful new perspective on the breathtaking limits of our universe.